bolted together. They staple it together. So you can just do a true 90 cut on the trim. Otherwise, you've got to cut a splice piece in there that's a little funky and stuff like that. And it's hard, unless you're in a real high-end house, you got months and months to be in there and get those corners finite.
That looks really sharp.
Yeah, it works really well. So all they're doing is cut that piece. They're stapling this, has a flange on the outside. They're cutting the old stuff and they're stapling them together. And then just mud it together and it looks pretty close. So sound effects too.
Is that a technical term?
Exactly. It's really technical, and that's the term. She's been leaning.
So if you could restart it.
I might have done that too.
I should have done that.
No, that's platform.
What type of wood flooring is this?
Engineered.
It's pre-finished? Pre-finished?
No, it's not laminated.
So-
How thick is this?
Not laminated.
This stuff is 5/8.
Yeah, it's fairly.
So what's the difference between, if you were to see this in another home, how can you tell the difference between this and a laminate that has the same type of groove?
You can't really.
Can't you go walking on it because it clicks?
Oh, I didn't really.
And why would you do this so hardwood?
This is real
This is hardwood.
Can we
Yeah.
start again, because
Yeah.
there was a lot of talking? Can you
This is
just
hand
describe the floor to us, please?
Hand scrape pre-finish, has a 15-year warranty on the finish, it's urethane base. Typically, the Kansas City used to be a site-finished market where you would sand and finish this. About 6 or 7 years ago, I did a hand scrape in Lock Lloyd. It took 3 months with a crew of 5 guys from Brazil. They come in every morning, put their headphones on, had these little sharpening stones, a little cup of water, pour it on a little piece of board, and just start scraping. It was obviously quite a bigger house, but it took a while. So it's migrated since then. Actually, this stuff is engineered, but typically we don't actually even use the engineer. We use true 3/4 inch, #1 red oak or white oak. This is scraped in a factory in a controlled environment. Finished that there also. Gives a lot better finish. This is a lot clearer. If you go over some of the old site finish ones, you see what happens after they would put glitza down, which would knock half the guys out. Anyways, they're sitting in the hospital, but then somebody would open the door and dust would blow all over the place. And it's evolved significantly. It's a lot better product. This is engineered just by chance. The product that we wanted to put in this house was engineered, but typically we don't. There's some advantage of the engineer on this. You don't necessarily need a humidifier at that point in time because it won't go through the cycle in and out because it's engineered. It'll last a lot longer. Plus, this is good stuff because you can use it on concrete in basements and stuff like that. You can use engineered flooring like this, where typically you could not put hardwood flooring down because wood is hygroscopic. Natural wood is readily absorbs and releases moisture pretty rapidly. So,
People responding well to this report.
50-50. Some of it looks really, really bad. Some of it looks really bad out there. So I'm 50-50 on it. We've got some out there that we did a little rough looking. So this is not bad looking. This has the true chamfered edge look too, which if you did by hand is what you would actually do. Chamfered edge look. So it's, you try to stay ahead of the curve a little bit. This is okay.
Much cleaner. That's
Yeah,
what
look.
we installed.
Is this also, like some laminates are taking animal nails, feet and all that running through the house? How does this
The
sound?
top 1/4 inch is real hardwood on this. The bottom is basically plywood in essence. So
So,
durability, it'll hold up a little better than the site finish, but animal claws will still annihilate it.
because they advertise that.
Depends on the
it's
weight of
a
the
good
dog.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
a big dog, big nails,
Site finished mantle. We have direct vent fireplaces nowadays. Not many people are doing the wood burning anymore because of energy costs, so and so forth. It's just a big vacuum for your air conditioning or your heat in the wintertime. So it's a sealed unit. It vents directly outside. It does not vent up. So there's no masonry stacks or anything like that nowadays. It's real simple. You flip the switch, and you got fire. You can add a blower to it. If you add a blower to this, probably about $250, it'll heat this whole section that you see here. It's probably not explained to them enough. We're all in a rush to make $1 and just get to the next sale. So people don't. Most windows are migrating to low E, which is low emissivity. It's solar refraction. It's required in Overland Park. low E, which is U factor and all that other fun stuff. But E stands for emissivity, in essence.
Is there something else that's gonna sit there where that shoe ends?
No, they just never finished putting the base shoe on there.
Chad, I think Lynn has a question.
Go ahead.
Do you have a question?
Really? We were just talking about, like, if your view for your television and stuff, do you like ever put an outlet, like, in the flooring
The
for
new,
lighting?
I have new plans coming out. I have this plan redrawn that's banging, that's awesome. And it has electrical drawings. We didn't have electrical drawings before, so that's where you get mistakes like that, or off-centered fans, or all kinds of stuff. If you don't have electrical drawings at all. It's coming. We'll have a few in Center Point pretty soon. Correct. That's a great question, though. Yes, a good builder should have floor plugs, and this one almost should have 2. Correct. You spec them out beforehand. Yes. So these are trusses. Truss roofs nowadays don't do stick roofs anymore. That's what lets you get these large expanses without columns and stuff in here. 95% of your load transfers to these outside walls. They're engineered to drop load to the outside walls. Put them on 2 foot on center, and then this is where the 5/8 inch sheetrock is hung. We still have site finished cabinets. These are clear alder, stained in 2 coats of lacquer. Nothing outrageous. You have a designer chooses some of this stuff. 3 centimeters thick. 3 centimeter thick granite, pretty standard stuff, and a natural tumbled stone back. We're working on our design techniques a little
Is
bit.
this all
Need some
over
refinement.
like Colorado or somewhere up north?
Alder, yes,
It comes from out up north somewhere.
to the northwest. Yep.
Yeah.
That's really
Or
And you'll see knotty alder and just plain alder.
Good alder.
It stains pretty. It stains pretty good.
It really is.
What doesn't stain well is birch in particular.
Birch is very splotchy.
It's very splotchy. Birch. It's, you typically see builders putting in the birch because it's less expensive.
Right.
But when you stain it, it's blotchy and it's
You pay for it later.
yes.
We've got new appliance packages coming out too. We've got stainless steel controls inside. We're going to go to Bosch. Quiet dishwasher so you can have a conversation while you're in the
I
kitchen.
love the Bosch.
Slide in gas ranges when you go to your upper level package, and then we're going to have either an Advantium or a Velos microwave, which is 2 cubic feet of space here. Your typical oven's about 4. So a lot of people like to do Dutch ovens, double that stuff, but they only use them a couple times a year, Thanksgiving, Christmas. If you put this as a Velos or Advantium, that'll cover most of the stuff you need. It'll bake just like the oven. It'll cook steaks, all that type of stuff. And they look pretty cool nowadays. Walk-in pantries. We've got a lot of walk-in pantries
Oh.
coming nowadays.
Wait, you said it was a combination of it, is so that.
Velos is Whirlpool makes Velos, Velos, and then GE makes Advantium, and they make a 120 volt version. You can cook steaks like you got them on the grill out there.
That's what he's going to put in the newer houses that he's building.
Oh yes,
What's
This-
that look like inside?
This is not what
the same as
he's
all
saying.
Uh-huh.
What he's doing is upgrading the appliance package.
and you may have a
He's
client.
using Bosch dishwasher, and then he's talking about an Advantium type microwave / oven.
How does that cook steaks and
Halogen lights.
So it's a combination
It's a-
microwave and
The Advantium is.
the advantage.
Some of your clients might want, as opposed to going to all the trouble to put double ovens and all that other stuff in, you can just get one of those.
So, I mean, I have done.
So this is a
Factory direct.
Yes.
Is a good place to go.
It's not quite what I want yet.
Would
You guys try to have some of that
would
stuff.
that,
It's really good.
They're using GE for
Chris is really good at those packages.
would these ovens up here, or cookers, or whatever you want to call this top that you're putting in, the new ones, and you're talking about
Is it okay
cooking
if I talk about the new
steaks
stuff that we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
and you're talking about, because is that going to somewhat take the place of downrange like jet airs and that? Would that,
Yes.
would that be the
Uh-huh.
same process as that?
It's got a recirculating fan in there to cook it more evenly also.
So actually you don't have air, I mean, like when I use my jet air, I've got, all over
You can
cooking
exhaust out
steaks.
on these.
So this is
most of
gonna
it
go
comes in
out.
This box. No, that one doesn't necessarily. It's an option to it. It comes with a kit to be able to do that.
Uh-huh.
It's an upgrade option to pay for that.
I just love that, so I mean,